Hello friends, good day to all of you. Today I am going to talk on environmental pollution, air, water and soil, greenhouse effects. Developmental activities such as construction, transportation and manufacturing not only deplete the natural resources but also produce large amount of waste that leads to pollution of air, water, soil and oceans, global warming and acid rains. Untreated or improperly treated waste is a major cause of pollution of rivers and environmental degradation, causing ill health and loss of crop productivity. Pollution is an undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological characteristics of air, water and soil that may harmfully affect the life or create a potential health hazard of any living organism. Any substance which cause pollution is called a pollutant. Sources of pollution. Environmental pollution is now considered as a global phenomenon which attracts the attention of human beings for its severe long-term consequences. Over past couple of decades, various sources of pollution were identified that altered the composition of water, air and soil of the earth environment. There are 6 principal sources of pollution identified so far, that is industrial, extraterrestrial, agricultural, biogenic, unnatural and anthropogenic. The pollution may be categorized under 6 major heads: water pollution, air or atmospheric pollution, soil or land pollution, noise pollution, thermal pollution and pollution by radioactive substances. Air pollution. Air pollution is a result of industrial and certain domestic activity, and our increasing use of fossil fuels in power plants, industries, transportation, mining, construction of buildings, stone quarries had led to air pollution. Air pollution may be defined as the presence of any solid, liquid or gaseous substance including noise and radioactive radiation in the atmosphere in such concentration that may be directly or indirectly injurious to humans or other living organisms, plants, property of interferes with the normal environmental processes. Air pollutants are of 2 types. First, suspended particulates matter and gaseous pollutants like carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, etc. Air pollution episodes. Bhopal gas tragedy. The poisonous gas methyl isocyanate, that is MIC, leakage in the pesticide manufacturing plant of Union Carbide of India Limited, that is UCIL, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh on December 3, 1984. 46 tons of MIC was released, spreading to 40 kilometers. Effects: about 65,000 people suffered from various disorders in eyes, lungs, stomach, heart, etc. Nearly 3,000 people died within a short span of time. 1,600 domestic animals died and crop yields were reduced. Darkening effect of Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is a white marble stone mausoleum. Recently it was observed that the walls of Taj Mahal has become darkened and disfigured due to air pollution from nearby Mathura oil refinery. The acid rain reacts with marble stone CaCO3 to produce calcium sulphate, causing darkening and disfigurement. Now we discuss types, sources and effects of air pollution. Air pollution may be simply defined as the presence of certain substances in the air in high enough concentrations and for long enough duration to cause undesirable effects. Certain substances may be any gas, liquid or solid, although certain specific substances are considered significant pollutants because of very large emission rates are harmful and unwanted effects. Sources: air pollution results from gaseous emission from mainly industry, thermal power stations, automobiles, domestic combustion, etc. First, industrial chimney wastes. There are a number of industries which are source of air pollution. Petroleum refineries are the major source of gaseous pollutants. The chief gases are SO2 and nitrogen oxides. Cement factories emit plenty of dust which is potential health hazard. Food and fertilizers industries which emit gaseous pollutants. Chemical manufacturing industries which emit acid vapors in air. Second, thermal power stations. There are a number of thermal power stations in the country. The coal consumption of thermal plants is several million tons. The chief pollutants are fly ash, sodium dioxide and other gases and hydrocarbons. Third, automobiles. The toxic vehicular exhausts are a source of considerable air pollution, next only to thermal power plants. Chief sources of emission in automobiles are exhaust system, fuel tank and carburetor and crankcase. The exhaust produces many air pollutants including unburned hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides and lead oxides. There are also traces of aldehydes, esters, ethers, peroxides and ketones which are chemically active and combine to form smog in presence of light. Air pollutants. An air pollutant is a substance in the air that can have adverse effects on humans and the ecosystem. The substance can be solid particles, liquid droplets or gases. A pollutant can be of natural origin or man-made. Pollutants are classified as primary or secondary. Primary pollutants are usually produced from a process such as ash from a volcanic eruption. Other examples include carbon monoxide gas from motor vehicle exhaust or the sulfur dioxide released from factories. Secondary pollutants are not emitted directly, rather they form in the air when primary pollutants react or interact. Ground level ozone is a prominent example of a secondary pollutant. Major primary pollutants produced by human activity include sulfur oxides, particularly sulfur dioxide, a chemical compound with the formula SO2. SO2 is produced by volcanoes and in various industrial processes. Coal and petroleum often contain sulfur compounds and their combustion generates sulfur dioxide. Further, oxidation of SO2 usually in the presence of a catalyst such as nitrogen dioxide forms sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, and thus acid rain. This is one of the causes for concern over the environmental impact of the use of these fuels as power sources. Nitrogen dioxides. Nitrogen dioxide are expelled from high temperature combustion and are also produced during thunderstorms by electric discharge. Carbon monoxide, that is CO. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, toxic yet non-irritating gas. It is a product by incomplete combustion of fuel such as natural gas, coal or wood. Vehicular exhaust is a major source of carbon monoxide. Volatile organic compounds VOC. VOC are a well-known outdoor air pollutant. They are categorized as either methane or non-methane. Methane is an extremely efficient greenhouse gas which contributes to enhanced global warming. The aromatic non-methane volatile organic compounds are benzene, toluene and xylene are suspected carcinogens and may lead to leukemia with prolonged exposure. Particulates, alternatively referred to as particulate matter, atmospheric particulate matter or fine particles, are tiny particles of solid or liquid suspended in a gas. In contrast, Aerosol refers to combined particles and gas. Some particulates occur naturally, originating from volcanoes, dust storms, forest and grassland fires, living vegetation and sea spray. Increased level of fine particles in the air are linked to health hazards such as heart disease, altered lung function and lung cancer. Chlorofluorocarbons CFC harmful to ozone layer emitted from products currently banned from use. Radioactive pollutants produced by nuclear explosions, nuclear events, war explosives and natural processes such as the radioactive decay of radon. Effects of air pollution. The health effects caused by air pollution may include difficulty in breathing, wheezing, coughing, asthma and aggravation of existing respiratory and cardiac conditions. The human health effects of poor air quality are far-reaching but principally affect the body's respiratory system and the cardiovascular system. Individual reactions to air pollutants depend on the type of pollutant a person is exposed to, the degree of exposure, the individual's health status and genetics. Some gaseous pollutants enter leaf pores and damage the crop plants. Ozone, a highly irritating gas, produces pulmonary congestion. Symptoms of ozone exposure may include dry throat, headache and altered breathing patterns. Air pollution control devices. There are two categories of devices that are often used by polluting industries, that is A. Those devices which help in reducing particulate matters, and B. Those devices which help in reducing gaseous pollutants. A. Control of particulate pollutants. The important devices which are used to control particulate matters are: first, gravity setting chamber, very simple to construct and operate, negligible operation and maintenance problems, no temperature, pressure and moisture content limitations, handles all kinds of dust with any inlet dust concentration, low capital investment, operation and maintenance cost and dry dust collection and disposal. Second, wet scrubbers, that is spray towers and venture scrubbers. Scrubber systems are a diverse group of air pollution control devices that can be used to remove some particulates and or gases from industrial exhaust streams. Third, electrostatic precipitators. An electrostatic precipitator ESP or electrostatic air cleaner is a particulate collection device that removes particles from a flowing gas such as air using force of an induced electrostatic charge. Electrostatic precipitators are highly efficient filtration devices that minimally impede the flow of gases through the device and can easily remove fine particulate matter such as dust and smoke from the airstream. Fourth, fabric filters. Fabric filters, also called baghouses and bag filters, are air pollution control devices that remove particulate matter from a gas stream by passing the dirty air through a layer of cloth. The particulate matter deposits on the cloth surface and the clean air passes through. B. Control of gaseous pollutants. The important devices which are used to control emission of gaseous pollutants in industries are various absorption units, that is spray towers, pack towers, venture scrubbers. In these absorption units, different packed material like activated alumina, silica gel, activated carbon, etc. were used as absorbent. Now we discuss water pollution. Addition or presence of undesirable substances in water is called water pollution. Water pollution is one of the most serious environmental problems. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, example lakes, rivers, oceans, aquifers and groundwater. Water pollution occurs when pollutants are directly or indirectly discharged into water bodies without adequate treatment to remove harmful compounds. Sources of water pollution. There are two main sources of water pollution: point sources and non-point sources. Point sources include factories, wastewater treatment facilities, septic systems, and other sources that are clearly discharging pollutants into water sources. Non-point sources are more difficult to identify because they cannot be traced back to a particular location. Non-point sources include runoff including sediment, fertilizer, chemicals and animal waste from farms, fields, construction sites and mines. Landfills can also be a non-point source of pollution if substances leach from the landfill into water supplies. Effects of water pollution on human health. Waterborne diseases are infectious diseases spread primarily through contaminated water, though these diseases are spread either directly or through flies or filth. Water is the chief medium for spread of these diseases and hence they are termed as waterborne diseases. Hepatitis, cholera, dysentery and typhoid are the more common waterborne diseases that affect large populations in the tropical regions. Pesticides. The organophosphates and the carbonates present in pesticides affects and damage the nervous system and can cause cancer. Some of the pesticides contain carcinogens that exceed recommended levels. They contain chlorides that cause reproductive and endocrinal damage. Lead. Lead is hazardous to health as it accumulates in the body and affects the central nervous system. Children and pregnant women are most at risk. Fluoride. Excess fluorides can cause yellowing of the teeth and damage to the spinal cord and other crippling diseases. Petrochemicals. Benzene and other petrochemicals can cause cancer even at low exposure levels. Arsenic. Arsenic poisoning through water can cause liver and nervous system damage, vascular diseases and also skin cancer. Other heavy metals. Heavy metals can cause damage to the nervous system and the kidney and other metabolic disruptions. Exposure to polluted water can cause diarrhea, skin irritation, respiratory problems and other diseases depending on the pollutant that is in the water body. Stagnant water and other untreated water provide a habitat for the mosquito and a host of other parasites and insects that cause a large number of diseases like malaria. Control of water pollution. Water pollution can be controlled in the multiple ways. It is best controlled by the dilution of water. The pollutants must be treated chemically and must be converted into the non-toxic substances. The low level of radioactive waste in the water is removed by the oxidation of ponds. There are certain chemicals which act on the organic insecticide and are used in the pesticide. There are different techniques which are very helpful in the process of thermal pollution and involve the cooling, evaporation, water cooling. Cooling can be wet or dry. Their main aim is to keep the water cool in rivers and streams. The shallow ponds must be used to store the domestic and industrial waste. One must avoid the large ponds. The waste has a presence of sunlight and organic nutrients which may lead to the larger growth of bacteria which act on the waste matter. The reclaimed polluted water can be used in making fertilizers as It is rich in phosphorus, potassium and nitrogen. It can also be used for the irrigation and factories purposes. The proper sewage treatment plants play a crucial role in the reclaimed polluted water. Soil pollution. Addition of substances which adversely affect the quality of soil or its fertility is known as soil pollution. Generally, polluted water also pollutes soil. Solid waste is a mixture of plastics, cloth, glass, metal and organic matter, sewage sludge, building debris generated from households, commercial and industries establishments aid to soil pollution. Fly ash, iron and steel slag, medical and industrial wastes disposed on land are important sources of soil pollution. In addition, fertilizers and pesticides from agricultural use which reach soil as runoff and landfilling by municipal waste are growing cause of soil pollution. Acid rain and dry deposition of pollutants on land surface also contribute to soil pollution. Sources of soil pollution. Plastic bags. Plastic bags made from low density polyethylene is virtually indestructible, create colossal environmental hazard. The discarded bags block drains and sewage systems, leftover food, vegetable waste etc. on which cows and dogs feed may die due to the choking by plastic bags. Plastic is non-biodegradable and burning of plastic in garbage dumps release highly toxic and poisonous gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, phosgene, dioxin and other poisonous chlorinated compounds. Industrial sources. It includes fly ash, chemical residues, metallic and nuclear wastes. Large numbers of industrial chemicals, dyes, acids, etc. find their way into the soil and are known to create many health hazards including cancer. Agricultural sources. Agricultural chemicals, especially fertilizers and pesticides, pollute the soil. Fertilizers in the runoff water from these fields can cause eutrophication in water bodies. Pesticides are highly toxic chemicals which affect humans and other animals adversely, causing respiratory problems, cancer and death. Control of soil pollution. Indiscriminate disposal of solid waste should be avoided. To control soil pollution, it is essential to stop the use of plastic bags and instead use bags of degradable materials like paper and cloth. Sewage should be treated properly before using as fertilizer and as landfills. The organic matter from domestic, agricultural and other waste should be segregated and subjected to vermicomposting which generates useful manure as byproduct. The industrial waste prior to disposal should be properly treated for removing hazardous materials. Greenhouse effects. The greenhouse effect is a process by which thermal radiation from a planetary surface is absorbed by atmospheric greenhouse gases and is re-radiated in all directions. Since part of this re-radiation is back towards the surface and the lower atmosphere, it results in an elevation of the average surface temperature above what it would be in the absence of gases. Solar radiation at the frequencies of visible light largely passes through the atmosphere to warm the planetary surface, which then emits this energy at the lower frequencies of infrared thermal radiation. Infrared radiation is absorbed by greenhouse gases, which in turn re-radiate much of the energy to the surface and lower atmosphere. The mechanism is named after the effect of solar radiation passing through glass and warming a greenhouse, but The way it retains heat is fundamentally different, as a greenhouse works by reducing airflow, isolating the warm air inside the structure so that heat is not lost by convection. Earth's natural greenhouse effect makes life possible. However, human activities, primarily the burning of fossil fuels and clearing of forests, have intensified the natural greenhouse effect, causing global warming. Types of greenhouse gases. The major greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, and ozone. Atmospheric water vapor, that is H2O, also makes a large contribution to the natural greenhouse effect, but it is thought that its presence is not directly affected by human activities. Now we summarize this topic. In this lecture, we discussed about environmental pollution, particularly air, water and soil pollution, with its sources and health effects and their control on human being. Air pollution means presence of any solid, liquid or gaseous substance, including noise and radioactive radiation, in the atmosphere in such concentration. Water pollution means addition or presence of undesirable substances in water. Soil pollution is adding of substances that adversely affect the quality of soil or its fertility. Later, we discussed about greenhouse effects and types of greenhouse gases. I hope you will get very good knowledge from this lecture. Thank you.